Steve Paul Jobs, better known as Steve Jobs, was an American computer scientist and entrepreneur. He is known for being the co-founder of Apple and the largest shareholder of the Walt Disney Company. She was born in San Francisco. He died of cancer of October 5, Palo Alto, California. The beginning. Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs was born from the relationship of two young university students. The, the Syrian Abdul Fattah Handali and the of American of Germany and Swiss origin John Carl Schilder. Students were without enough financial resolve to take care of the baby. He gave hope of the adoption. From that moment on, the couple formed by Paul Jobs and Clark Hagopian, both of Armenian origin, to overlight Steve. The family moved to Mountain View, south of the Palo Alto. There, Steve Jobs completed his primary and secondary studies at Cupertino Middle School and Homestead High School. She soon became curious about computing. From an early age. They began to attend talks and workshops organized by Hewitt Packard. So was his interest that they gave him a summer scholarship. She was learning here at meet Stephen Wozniak, who would also be a co-founder of Apple. The Internet Read College in Portland, Oregon, though the only diet the 4-6 after the season of the university. The returns to his home in Palo Alto, home where did not stay long as they went on spiritual retreat to India. A short time later, Steve Jobs was hired by the video game company Atari. Apple built at that time. Engineers Stephen Wozniak and Steve Jobs teamed up to manufacture and market their first computer. They worked from the Jobs garage in the Cupertino and created the first personal computer, Apple I. In why the money they got from selling a van, they founded the Apple Computer Company. The following year, they improved the computer, giving way to Apple II. From that moment, they began to receive a huge number of the orders, and they became one of the fastest growing companies in the United States due to had success around Apple. Went public at a cost the 22 per share. They immediately became rich. A short time later, the fierce competitions emerged. The main of was IBM, which also released a personal computer. By then, Steve Jobs was already on Apple Cube and decided their John Sussel, CEO of Pepsi Coca-Cola, to run the Apple company. Apple released the first Macintosh, which was a real revolution at the time. They made an intuitive computer suited for everyone. It was not necessary to know computer science and memory commands to be by to use it. Pixar and Next Computer. After leaving Apple, Steve Jobs focused on the project. On the team was the creation of the Pixar Animation Studios. The animation film studios, after purchased thereafter, Jobs began producing films for the Walt Disney Company under the Pixar. In the first film of the binomial Toy Story was released, more future films like Monsters followed, or Finding a Nemo. In Steve Jobs' an account, the Disney has purchased Pixar. Following the agreement, Jobs became the company's sole individual shareholder and became part of the company's team. At the same time, the California found the next computer company. 14, for this new project, they hired Steve from Apple employed. In the 10 years, the Harvard division was active. It sold some units. In it changed its name to Next Softwares, and because of the development of operating system. Because of his 3 years later, Apple announced the purchase of Jobs' company to the Macintosh operating systems. In the away, Steve Jobs became for his company in and division. Return to Apple. Jobs' return to the Cupertino company came at the time of crisis when Microsoft, the company of Bill Gates, released their PCs with the Windows operating system. Many people realized that it was a simpler to use of the Macintosh, but cheaper in way Apple lost a lot sales. Engaged in lawsuits with Microsoft, the dying president of the Racing, the position was filed by Steve Jobs. The disputes were settled with an agreement that benefited both parties during in the second stage.